going to talk about House 2, the second story today.
Yes.
For some reason, I didn't put the year down. Does anybody know what year this was?
87.
87.
Yep.
87, 87, 87.
The summary for this film is the new owner of a sinister house gets involved with reanimated corpse and demons searching for it. What? That doesn't even make sense. I just copy and pasted that, I'll be honest. But basically there's a house, there's a crystal skull. They have to protect it for Gramps.
Out of all the Crystal Skull movies I've seen in my life, I want to say this is the best one.
What's that? Out of Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones, yeah, naturally. Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah, out of all of them, the entire one.
All two of
I would
them.
say, yeah, this one's probably the best one.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure. Yeah,
I actually like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
I do too.
I appreciate that.
It's got some sort of weird charm about it in the rewatch.
The gophers in the intro just kill it every time I try to watch.
The
CGI gophers. Yeah.
It is so bonkers when the ants happen and all that shit. That is crazy. But
you
so
guys
is this
get ready?
movie too.
The next one comes out next year, and it's going to be more grounded in reality.
Oh, great!
Like the
sweet.
Like
he's not going to skydive without a parachute and make
when
it.
They CGI Harrison Ford's face completely to when he's fucking 35 or whatever.
Shut your goddamn mouth when you're talking about
it. Let's get back on track. House 2.
Yeah, no, this movie is bonkers too.
Yeah,
it's also
directed by Ethan Wiley, who I guess after this he did Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror, and then I don't think much after that. I think they're like, well, we gave you a shot. But written by Fred Dekker, who has written some really great stuff. Monster
Fred
Squad.
Dekker's a co-writer with Shane Black. So the last thing that Fred Dekker did was the Predator movie. That came out.
Yeah, but he also did Night of the Creeps, RoboCop 3.
Yes.
Hold on. Fred Dekker was credited as a writer, but it was
based on
inspired by an original story by.
Yeah.
So Ethan Wiley wrote and directed this.
See, whenever they credit it like that, this is what I always picture. Ethan Wiley's just fucking telling it in a room, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and then he's over there typing, like he's getting it down. I don't know. It's a weird credit. But Jason, do you have any information?
Yeah, tagline. It gets weirder. Also, it's an all new house with brand new owners. Distributed by, I'm not sure who it's distributed by. Production company is New World Pictures, and out on Blu-ray through Arrow 2019.
Fantastic set.
A lot of cast highlights for this film. Ari Gross as Jesse. I was like, what? You guys had just done Soul Man on one of our other podcasts. And I was like, I love him in that movie, and he's also great in this. But you got Royal Dano as Gramps. You'll remember him from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Space Invaders, and a lot of other stuff. Fucking Bill Maher is in this movie as John,
and playing himself.
Yeah, I feel the exact same about his character in this movie as I do about him in real life.
He's playing Bill Maher. They're like, you don't need to do anything. You're good, dude.
John Ratzenberger is Bill, who is fucking awesome. Great.
Can we pause there, because in the first one they had Norm from Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes, George Wendt.
Yes, but do you think if they actually continued the house in this series in this style, we would have got
Ted
all
Danson?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so. That's my dream.
They joked on
before they
Ethan
die.
Wiley joked on the special features on the Arrow 2 disc about he said, House 3 starring Rhea Perlman, House 4 starring Ted Danson.
Man, I swear to God, they missed out on a fucking opportunity by not doing a spin-off TV show about this character.
And then they all unite,
like,
because it's all in the same universe.
Like, Cheers cinematic universe.
This character who's like a fix-it-all guy. And he's like, "Oh fuck, we'll go on a goddamn adventure, and I'll swashbuckle and shit." It's so good. Amy Yazbek is in this.
Yeah,
she plays Lana. You will know her as John Ritter's widow. I don't know if many people know that, but she was also on Wings and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Problem Child 1 and 2. She's the mom in one, the nightmare, and then that fucked with me for so many years that was the same person. Yeah. Like, because I was a kid, I was like, "There's no way," but they have those cheeks. I know those cheeks, but they got to be sisters or something. And it's the same person. She blew my mind, and she's cute as fuck in this movie.
Oh
Holy shit.
for sure.
Oh.
Then we have Lar Park Lincoln as Kate. She is in Friday the 13th 7. She plays Tina. If you'll remember. Looks completely different now. She's one of those ladies that decided to go plastic surgery heavy. She looks a little bonkers. Jonathan Stark as Charlie. He is evidently in Fright Night. But this dude is so fucking funny, and he reminds me of Giovanni Lobardo Radice, or however you say that.
All right, yeah.
Like, just the way he operates kind of reminds me of him. Now I had sent you the link to this, John, but they evidently it fucking said Ralph Macchio wrote a comic.
Yeah, same name, just not related.
But IMDb told me it was from Karate Kid in parentheses. So what are we to believe? What are we to believe?
What are you talking about? What are we talking
They made
about?
a comic book,
the Marvel comic adaptation.
You can get it for like $15 on eBay.
Yeah, there was a Marvel editor named Ralph Macchio.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, IMDb is incorrect. We need to
suggest that edit.
So let me get this straight, just so I understand. You thought the actor Ralph Macchio,
because it fucking says it, Randy. It says it. It says it on the internet.
All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Everything on the internet is true.
That's why I brought it to you guys, man. That's why I bring it to you guys. But
yes, brain trust.
As great as Ari and Jonathan are as like bumbling buddies, they remind me of like the Burbs. They got a Burbs vibe going on. This movie's Royal Dano. I mean, that's it. Gramps is the movie. What's the caterpillar thing called?
Caterpuppy. Yeah. I love that little guy. He is so fucking adorable.
That shit is great.
It is.
That guy's really good.
There's just so much good stuff that happens, and there's a Halloween party that happens. And it seemed like during this scene that Gramps really wanted to like stick his rotten pecker into one of these young ladies.
That was the only scene for it, though.
Yeah, and this is the first time watching it where that came into my mind, and
the only reason they wrote a Halloween party into the movie was so that Gramps could technically be within
among the living
and pay it off. So there was at least there was even a line of dialogue where it was like, he'll be fine, whatever. Yeah, let him get his dick wet. Whatever. But,
not even let him get his dick wet.
That wasn't mine. But,
imagine in the 80s, a lot of dudes were putting their rotten peckers.
Yeah.
Intense.
Yeah, he's an old prospector. I mean, what has it been? What they say, 700 years or whatever? 170 years? Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the first thing I would be doing, right? You just get dug up by your fucking great grand.
Oh, I love how that all just comes about out of nowhere. It's like, all right, Jess, it's your birthday. I'm here. I'm fucking drunk. I don't know how far I drove, but I made it. And wake up the next day. Hey, let's go dig up Gramps. Yeah. Charlie is fucking in. He is the downest motherfucker that has ever lived. He's the downest best friend ever.
Like, like
he's
Ari's
great.
character, a lot of his problems could have been resolved if he had just got Kate involved with what was going on. Like reality broke essentially. A man came back from the dead. There's a jungle, and if he would have involved her, show the fucking pterodactyl right away.
She was too
hiding
busy.
it? It's there. You need help.
She was too busy being pissed over secondhand seeing Jesse kiss or get kissed by that chick.
Yeah. Whatever.
We gotta do rock and roll records, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody notice Kane Hodder in the gorilla costume? This is the first time I ever saw him in this too. But yeah, this movie's great. All the puppetry, the creature effects are fucking fun. Stop motion stuff. One of the most perfectly timed lines occurs in this movie whenever they fall through the ceiling and Gramps is like, "Why didn't you use the stairs?" That shit gets me every fucking time.
I didn't know he was still on the couch. Like he kept asking for beer the whole time.
Yeah.
There's nothing else he can do.
He was
God forbid you guys exchange universes. Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole movie has like a Burbs vibe. This kind of stuff is great for me. I love when Slim enters at the end. It is so fucking funny to me. That dude just coming out of the platter. Oh,
I love that, man.
Just risen up. Just completely risen up.
So cool.
But
they didn't even hide it too. Like it was just like plate over and then.
That was a shocker though when I was a kid. I saw this like not long after it came out. I was like 8.
Yeah.
And I saw this and now that
really
that part
up,
creeped me out
a little bit. Yeah.
But that was awesome.
But movies
so cool.
Movies like this and like The Burbs and Stay Tuned have all the same vibe for me.
Stay Tuned.
And it's, I don't know, you call it's not really horror, it's supernatural comedy. Shit, what would you call this? I don't know.
The genre bender.
But this is my favorite house movie, even though I kind of like all of them to some degree, even the shitty ones.
So you count the other ones like I can't remember because they don't really have the house name on them. You consider them parts of the series.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really consider that. I don't know. They box them together, don't they? Like
yes.
So check it out. Like House 3 went by a different name for the longest time with like House 3 in the subtitle. So it was known as that.
Also.
No, House 2 was always House 2. And then House 4. Because here's what happened. After all of a sudden one day, it's like years after 2, I see House 4 on the shelf and I'm at the rental place. And I'm like,
right.
Where's 3? I love House. Where's 3? And it was called like the Ghost Show or the Horror Show or something.
I can't even. I remember liking it, but I cannot remember a fucking thing.
I don't think I saw it. I don't think I watched.
But 4 is fun. I mean, it's stupid and dumb.
4 is so weird.
I mean, it doesn't feel like it's part of the series.
No.
We did a
even
whole
though it's William Catt.
It's
even though it's William Catt as Roger Cobb with a completely different family.
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like a alternate
so someone wrote a script
version of
yeah, it's really bizarre.
So weird.
He's Roger Cobb in the movie.
Yes,
he dies right at the beginning.
He's got it.
How's that make any sense at all?
It doesn't.
It's House. It's House, baby.
We were watching it, and I was like,
"Yeah, it does."
Okay, so someone just wrote a supernatural script and then was like, you know what? We're just going to slap this name on it and put it out.
Happens all the time, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
happens constantly. It's it's thank God my movie got made is what it is.
That dude needed some cash at that time too, so he agreed to do
it. Yeah, right.
I give this a 10.
For sure.
It is what it is.
I'll go. I'll be quick. So yeah, it's a horror comedy creature. It's the third or fourth time I've probably seen this. Never loses anything for me. Always delivers. Cool sets, fun creatures. Gramps is awesome. The worm dog catter puppy thing is great. It's funny. It's sad. Gramps dying. So, there's a couple lines that Gramps says that just kind of pulls at your heartstrings.
Manipulates my emotions.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's easy watch. It goes by quick. I give it an 8. The cool thing about this was that I also watched it with my youngest son. He's 8 years old. So I told him, I said, we're reviewing this on the podcast. I said, when it's over, I'll ask you a couple questions. Tell me what you think. So I got his little review here too.
Sweet.
8-year-old.
Because that's how old I was when I saw it. Yes, please.
He likes it better than the first because they all watched the first. He thinks it's cool that they kept getting the skull back. His favorite part was when Charlie fell through the basement and the dog was on his leg and he was freaking out. Like he lost it. I knew he was going to tell me that was his favorite part. But he gave it an 8.5.
Oh, wow.
Right on, kid. Good taste.
Nice.
Good taste.
Who's next?
Oh, I'm next. I love this fucking movie. Just spoiler alert, it's a fucking
This
10.
is your pick,
like I
too,
said.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did pick this. No, Frank did. What? I ain't that fucking
Frank
big.
picked this one,
This is Frank's pick. That's why I was so excited.
All right, you can take it. Go ahead and take it.
No. I gotta take it. I gotta review because I put you guys
Frank,
through.
this was your pick.
I put you guys through Tetsuo.
John made Frank pick it. There we go.
I'm call me Mentok the Mind Taker.
No, just a bully. You bullied him.
I was like, hey, Frank, you should just do House 2. House 2.
No, I'll beat you up.
I wanted to.
I'm gonna dox your ass.
I had to redeem myself.
Fucking House 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, John.
So saw this, like I said, I think 88, 89 I saw this. Really awesome movie. I remember we rented it and we recorded it. We copied it because that's what you did. We rocked the 2 VCR setup. And then I remember my dad was tired from work. He was a cook at the time. I was like, hey, can I watch House 2? Because I wanted to watch it because we watched House 1 together. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm taking a nap. If you want to be scared, you watch it. And then I watched it and I wasn't scared. I thought it was like a big deal in my life, And I just love this movie. There wasn't it was a great adventure. You didn't need any kind of gore, so it wasn't technically a horror movie.
PG-13.
Yeah. Apparently 1 was an R and I didn't realize it. I was like, that's a soft R. That's a soft ass R. That's barely over it. I think they said the F word twice. That's why it got the R.
That's the one where Gramps does fuck someone.
Yeah.
It comes off.
He's just like, oh my. Oh.
Yeah, we're like, well, Gramps has nothing to do else in this movie, so he might as well fuck.
Yeah. This was made for a really low budget compared to the other one. But Ethan Wiley had a lot of support. He got really good effects. He got awesome mats and stop motion animation. That still looks awesome to me. I'm a sucker for that. I love that stuff.
Yes.
Especially that wide dinosaur scene with the brontosaurus and the volcano. You get so much of it, and the compositing was really good on that.
And
scene.
Afterward, that split-second creature, I don't know, it was literally maybe 3 seconds.
Yeah, the thing that ate the.
Yeah. That was the.
The big
was the best
mole
monster.
or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that giant mole rat thing.
Yeah, but it was a split-second scene. It was so good, and I was like, "Whoa, this is the stop motion work on this movie is decent." Some Harryhausen action.
It was a rodent of unusual size.
Yes, it was. Charlie was one of my favorite parts of this movie. Like I said, in my little, Charlie cheer there earlier. He's like one of the coolest companions you can have, and he's funny as hell. And he's down for anything. Like I said, he's just like, all right, fuck it. I got this hot chick. It's probably not going to last, but we're going to go through space and time, dude. Let's do this. I'll pick up a chick at another time.
I'll give this old dead guy the keys to this car. Let's go, dude.
Oh my God. I love that scene. Oh,
that damn thing gets knocked over like 3 times by a car.
Oh yeah. But no, like when they're sitting under the stars, him and Gramps, and he's telling them like, it used to be brighter back in the old days. And Charlie just goes on this rant, like quick rant about like ozone and a pinch of communism. And Gramps looks at him and he goes, yes. You're drunk. And then he this always cracks me the fuck up. Charlie gets up, right? And Gramps grabs his hat, and then Charlie just falls out of the hat. Dude, that scene cracked me up. Like, it still does. It's so funny. Like, Charlie was a boon for this movie. Like, they got some great comedy for really cheap. Like, they left everything on the screen in this movie. Yeah, Gramps, I mean, he's the quintessential grandpa character. For me, like, that scene fucking gets me every time. I don't Coco cry, but like, it gets close sometimes. It gets fucking close. Dude, I ugly cried at Coco, man. Jesus. And I ain't fucking embarrassed to say that at all. That movie's fucking emotional as shit, man. I love that movie. It's like one of my favorite Pixar's. But sorry, I got a lot to say about a lot.
This is now the
I feel like I'm watching Charlie Kelly explain a fucking movie here.
Oh, sorry, dude. I do
that. Coco, and I cried over here.
Hey, this is an important movie in my development. All right.
I'll tell you the nuances of Charlie.
I love the Aztec scene. That was like John Ratzenberger doing all that shit. It's crazy because he actually did all of that. He's classically trained. He trained in England. I saw this on this special feature I was watching before I got on here. He was classically trained in England. He knows judo. He knows stage combat. So like he did everything. Like he's
John
fucking hilarious.
I'm just picturing him fighting people, and it's making me lose my mind.
Wait, what? Yeah. I don't know about that. Wait.
Like, can you imagine just seeing him fight somebody in the street?
Like
You're like
Cliff from Cheers.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said on the. One of the actors was like Cliff from Cheers.
He's Joe Rogan. No.
The final scene with the whole Slim thing. Slim is such a cool character. Like, what a great design, and the red hair was really cool. It's cool they didn't go with like silver or something. You know what I mean? Because that just wouldn't have looked right. It made him look way scarier. The stop motion animation was great, even on that horse. What?
Coming from a guy with red hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't mean it like that though.
Something about that red hair.
Something about it.
There's just something about that guy.
I didn't have this when I first saw this movie, you know?
I was like,
I didn't even think about it.
Pushing that red agenda.
This is my people's.
God, don't even know. No,
All right, there, William Wallace.
William, you're Wallace. The fuck out of here. All right, so that's like my grumpy old man comeback.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, let's bring this baby
ending. The ending is super emotional. Royal Dano is he's such a good actor and such a kindly old man. You hate to see him go, but he ends up passing on, spoiler alert, and they end up in the Old West. Super cool. And they're like, all right, we'll just live out our days. I'd like to see like House 2.5 with them in the Old West, like a follow-up real quick. Yeah, why not? They know a whole bunch of shit.
After multiple clash in the windows too.
Call it Homestead.
There were like 2 consecutive window clashes when he like decided to just roll out into the whole Wild West.
Yeah. I love that. And then he crashes back in and he's back in the house.
Yeah.
And then back out. I love that. It's so cool.
How was he? How else, Dave?
I don't know.
You know what's
weird? This is a super 10. Like it's a 10 with a bullet.
I wasn't sure.
I love this movie.
If it was going to be a 10.
You weren't sure?
I was on the ledge. I'm like,
dude. I played it close to the vest, man. I didn't want to just give it all away.
Well, I give this a 4. No, I'm just kidding.
What you got, Ray?
I love this movie too. I grew up watching the same stuff you guys did. I saw this. I think I was probably 10 or 11. And I saw it on TBS first. I didn't get to see it like a uncut version of it till later. And it really wasn't much different in all honesty.
Right. Not a lot to cut.
But it's fantastic. I mean, it's so weird because I saw this one before I saw the original House. So I saw this, and then a few years later I saw House, and I was like shocked at in my opinion, the difference in tone. There's a difference in tone there that's shocking if you're not familiar with it. So for me, going back,
House has some fucking shit.
It's got funny shit, but it's got some fucked up shit.
It's definitely more horror based.
When you first see that monster and it runs out and it's fucking that shit gets me every.
Split out of the closet, that like grease monkey,
Yeah,
but
grease monkey.
I mean, it was like a grease alien. He was greased up. I don't know.
No, it was like
racist
spirits of war. That's what it was.
I love everything.
Like tortured souls. Like it's like souls from the Vietnam War. It says it.
I know. I get what you're saying. No, I totally understand what you're saying.
John, you're making sense.
Said.
Still laughing at Dave.
I like that one was.
I don't know. He looked greased up. I don't know.
Greased up deaf guy.
I like.
Oh my god.
I like the original.
All right.
Anyways, I like the original, but I like this one more. So everything about this movie is fun. It is a in that wheelhouse of the Frighteners. Frank, which you just recently got to know. It's got the Burbs, the Frighteners. What was the other one you mentioned? Not Mom and Dad Save the World, but Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, Mom and Dad Save the World. It's.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what Stay Tuned is. So.
Oh man, you'd love it.
Oh,
yeah, it's really good.
Or maybe I just see. I don't recognize the name. Maybe I've seen it, but I can't picture it. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, but anyway, so I mean, everything about this is great. I'm a big Bill Maher fan, and so it's always funny when I see him in this, and like DC Cab is another one that's really funny when you see him in it. But overall, the cast is what makes this movie work, man. You got all those people working really hard on the special effects, but if those people don't sell it, then you don't have this level of quality. So for me, I'm going to give it a 10 as well. I think everybody should see this movie. It's a legitimate how to make a sequel even better than the first one, in my opinion. Thank you. This has been my time.
That sucks. Who's next?
Really?
No, I'm just joking.
I guess I'll go.
All right.
So I have a differing opinion. I think as a sequel, it's a 10. But as a movie, I'll give it an 8. Well, I think I like the original more because it's more of a horror film. And when I saw it in the theater, I actually saw it in the theater when it came out. It was jarring going from a horror film to a comedy horror film.
So you're right with me on that. It is completely. It's a different feel.
It's a different tone.
Yeah, Ray. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Okay, I thought maybe I was crazy.
Yeah,
there
he chops up a monster in the first one. He definitely chops
I mean, his kid was
up
kidnapped.
A monster.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like this was high stakes in the first one, like super high stakes. This was definitely like a cat or puppy, man. Way different feel.
Sorry to interrupt, man, but I feel
sorry.
It's weird that this movie came out the same year as Evil Dead because they have a lot in common with each other. Mostly, again, where the first one's a horror film and the second is more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the whole time travel part in that one as well. And I think because of that, this movie doesn't get the love that Evil Dead 2 does.
Well, it was overshadowed
in the horror community.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Evil Dead 2 was just a remake of Evil Dead 1. Sam Raimi just had more money.
I will smack you across the face.
We don't have the time to explain why you are wrong, sir.
This is Robert's time.
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, let's give the man a chance to talk.
No, I mean, I think House 2, again, the sequel is phenomenal. Its characters are great. The effects are great. The acting's actually good. And as a sequel, it wasn't like most horror sequels are a paint-by-number remake of the first film. This one wasn't. And over time, I grew to like it more than I did when it initially came out.
So again, to prove your point some more, I feel the same way about Evil Dead 2. Back in the day, it was a shock about how different it was from the first, and then it was, as far as Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness, it was in the last place. But now Evil Dead 2 may be my favorite overall. So yeah.
Or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2.
There you go. We better stop there. I guess we probably keep going.
Yeah.
Same pattern.
Yeah. I didn't get sick to my stomach the first time I watched Texas Chainsaw 2 like I did with 1. So
right.
Oh, I think it was a great pick.
Yeah.
Good job, John.
I picked it.
What about
I totally fucking incepted it in the
rating?
frame.
Did Robert give a rating?
Yeah, out of 10.
I gave a 10 as a sequel, 8 as a movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he started off with that.
Well, where are you at, Dave? What do you say?
Well,
hated it.
No. I mean,
no, I know he does.
I want to talk about Ethan Wiley first because I guess I was reading the wiki, and the earlier stuff that he did was Return of the Jedi, Gremlins, and Romancing the Stone. And Romancing the Stone, I can absolutely see.
What was he doing? What did he do?
Special effects.
Oh,
yeah. So the Catter Puppy and that massive whatever it was, the pterodactyl or whatever. I could see that being like
the alleged dinosaur.
Yeah, or whatever it was.
Whatever that thing
was. I could see that being part of his, like, him really wanting to hone in on his effects stuff prior to whatever he was taking on this movie for, you know. I want to talk about the production design too. As opposed to the first movie, you have a very, like, almost Amityville horror home. It was Victorian, and then in the second one, it was more like Gothic and Yeah, it was a castle. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And the interiors too. The interiors of this movie like was completely built on its own, and it was completely Aztec and just absurd. It
I
was the
loved
whole
it.
the whole interior of the set was nuts. Like it's so cool that they like actually like even with the fireplace with that mantle as they were like pulling it out like everything looked great. It was good. Um, John Ratzenberger, I think he played a really good part because he almost played the meta character outside of the whole thing, saying, "Okay, this is normal." You know, like he was like the electrician coming in and saying, "Yeah, all right, well, yeah, I've dealt with this before." Like,
what
yeah,
you got here
hey,
is a
man.
portal to
Hey,
another dimension.
yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
right.
I
He's
got
like,
my
you
son with me.
hey man,
Yeah.
you got a problem here. You know,
you got some kind of alternate universe in there.
yeah, and he's and he pulled
hold
out
on.
he pulled out that box to put it against the wall. And yeah, I just thought his character was more like probably the most prominent in guiding at least a lot of the narrative. But
oh man,
otherwise
his character ruled. He was so funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
He was hilarious.
Very cool. Yeah, because he came in and was like, "All right, yeah, this shit's ridiculous. Like, let me kind of guide you into how this is." But I'm also, it's almost like a cable, you know, like the cable guy, like just like this personal guy that makes you feel, you know, at home. I guess I don't know, but yeah, this movie is like a 1.5. Like a
You lies.
Like
Don't you lie. You ain't got to lie, Craig.
Like
you ain't got to lie.
I did love this movie. I just thought that there were so many influences for the time, like being what so they shot it in 86, and a lot of like I got a weird Weekend at Bernie's vibe from this movie because like
they have a similar friendship.
Yeah, totally.
But like Weekend at Bernie's didn't come out then. It was before that. So and his entire wardrobe was They Live wardrobe. Like it was Roddy Piper. He had the flannel.
Oh
like,
yeah.
But like They Live didn't come out, or yeah, I guess it didn't. No. And yeah, it was just weird having those like little seeds pressed in the movie. You could see it. Yeah, especially Romancing the Stone. I mean that last like warrior whatever granddad did, you know. But
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
It's really good, man. I recommend both of them. There's Romancing the Stone and then Jewel of the Nile. Danny DeVito's in both of them. And,
yeah, it's fantastic. They're fantastic.
All right.
Michael Douglas. God, what's the lady's name? God, I always forget her name.
Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner.
I remember liking them, but I haven't seen them since back in the day when you would rent a VHS tape with a little tag, a little on a fucking nail.
A little tag.
Take it off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have video 10, please.
So, maybe if I watched it nowadays, maybe I wouldn't like it. But
I saw him not too long ago.
Was this your first time seeing it?
What, House 2?
Was this your
yes?
And House 1?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Never seen them.
Dave let me know. Dave let me know that he was watching House. He asked, "Do I have to watch House 1 before House 2?" And it's just like that loose anthology. Same title, different movie. You know what I mean?
I would have just said, "Yeah, you need to watch House 1 just to watch House 1."
That would be awesome. Yes. Just to be confused as shit. Just be like, what?
I can't
happening with this Aztec home and this cowboy fucking demon? What is
that? I can't believe no one's mentioned the pun in the title. The second story.
Oh, the second story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It kind of
we just thought everyone got joke. Huh?
That's how they got you, dude.
That was probably a Bill Maher joke.
He's like, you should call it the second story.
Do you think he punched up the script? I bet he did. I bet he did. Did you give it a rating?
What was your rating, Dave?
My rating was
1.5.
I want to say I'll give
Get with it.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay.
Well, it's an improved film.
Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna?
Sure.
There you go.
You know.